anytime I do something like this, I always want to do a proper introduction about myself and about what I do, sir. My name is Tmod Mowale, and I'm a podcaster, and I've been doing this over a year. And the major goal I want to achieve doing this is helping young guys that are out there, um, archive stories of people that are doing great things out there. And I believe through these stories, people that are trying to become something in life in Nigeria would use these stories as motivation to help them achieve the big things they desire. And looking through your profile, sir, you have done a lot of big things in Nigeria, and even your work has gone around the globe. And we really want to know your secret of how you're able to achieve these things. And that I reached out to you personally to hear from you, sir. Thank you so much for giving us your time, sir.
Thank you. Thank you
Yes,
for
sir.
having me.
Yes, sir. I want to start from childhood, sir, your childhood. The interview will be very brief, sir, because I know you're very busy. I know, I don't know, growing up, a lot of us, the popular career then was doctor, the professional works, lawyer. So I wanted to ask what your dream career was as a kid growing up. Was anything relating to videography there or cinematography or video directing, or how did you encounter video directing as a career or as an hobby? How did you get to that point, sir?
Okay. Growing up, I really did not. I guess like I was very very confused on the things that I wanted to do. So I really did not have a direction on what I wanted to do. What I did know, Sha, was that I love watching films. And one day while I was in school, I was at Yabatek surveying and geoinformatics. While I was in school, my brother sent me a clip of a music video he had shot with a small camera we had at home. And that's just, it just opened something in me, Sha. It just ignites something in me. I was like, oh, if my brother can do this, then maybe I can try to study to learn films. So I guess it was late in, even while I was in school, I figured it out. So I don't think that there's I don't think that same more. Some people get that epiphany that this is what they should be doing in their lives earlier, some when they are kids. But for me, it came later. I always knew I loved film, Sha. I now just my brother sending me that clip while I was in school just opened a door that I just walked into. Yes, it just began the love for learning on how to make films and to continue to just unravel. I'm still learning. I'm still learning different stuff, but filmmaking came for me later in my life.
Okay, so I want to ask a very important question now. So a lot of people get to encounter what they want to do with their life, just like the way you did, and most people don't know how to go about it. Now, I want to be a video director, and I got the passion. So how do I go about it? It's not something I will write jam for to do, most likely to apply for in any university around there. So
I think anything you want to do, you write jam for it. Though. You I think the first thing to do is you have to go to school. There's jam now. There are lots of schools in Nigeria, outside Nigeria, and in Lagos here too um that teach people filmmaking, film directing, film producing, even music video directing. School is important. I also um when I had when I had the epiphany to say that okay, I want to start making films and I can learn films, the first thing that I went to was where can I learn how to make films? So school is very important. I think the first thing, answering your question, the first thing that you should do when you think that you have tried, you've kind of figured out what you want to do in your life, I think the first thing to do is to find out where you can study it to be better. Um, that's the first thing you should do. I also think that while you're thinking like that, think about places you can study that you can afford so that your dream of pursuing this thing does not seem like procrastination. So look for, if it's film, if it's baking, if it's cooking. Oh, I want to study it, but what can I afford now? Um, Life itself is a journey of small steps. So you have to work your way to where you want to get to be.
I will ask you a question now, and I'll ask you another question for that. When you started learning filming, did you have any other side of you along, or did you
There were
go
lots
all
of side
through?
hustles.
Did you go on in
There were
into?
lots of side. There were lots of side hustles, but I'll also say yes, there were lots of side hustles, lots and lots. But I'll also say that I was lucky, at least, to have family support in going to film school at first. I had to also win their support. I had to show them that I could do it. So I was lucky, but at the same time, I had lots of side also. I used to do wedding photography. I used to do video editing. I used to do wedding coverage. I also wanted to show some of my classmates back then in film school their projects and edit it for them. Um, yeah, lots of. I was basically yes, because you kind of need lots of things to practice with. You get, and part of those jobs was also me just practicing the ability to express myself through my work. Um, yeah, so lots of side hustles is very important, it's very needed. You also have to know, you have to be driven by something. You have to like have a picture in your head of what you're trying to do, where you're trying to go. And the truth is nobody's going to take you there but yourself. So you have to do what it takes legally, and you have to keep bringing yourself up because a lot of people are going to tell you no. And that's how it's meant to be. You might be lucky and everybody tells you, yes, hooray, I want to be like you. But lots of people is going to tell you no. You have to be able to pick yourself up from every no and keep going because you have already seen what is it that you want to be. That's very important.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. I wanted to ask another question. I'm sorry, it's going to be very short. Were you so certain that you were going to break through as a film director, as a filmmaker? Did you have
No,
that
I wasn't.
confidence
I
that
was.
you would be this big as you are?
I don't think I'm big. I don't look at things like that. You don't think of the dream should never be to be big. The
Mm,
dream is to be at a position where you can you can live your dream. So for instance, if your dreams is to be fixing cars, the dream is should not be will I make 200 billion naira from fixing cars.
mm,
The dream should be how do I work hard to leave a mark
mm,
in in fixing cars. If that
yeah,
is the dream, the money, the fame, that everything that you're looking for will come. The dream should not be, and that is why you'll be successful because what that moves people, since it's money people are looking for, those things will not move you. So the, your dream is always going to be better at the art form that you are doing. It's not now that you are big. So, but to answer your question of did I think? I didn't even till now myself. There are lots of things that I'm doing that I am not even sure of. I'm not God now. I'm just a human being. So there are lots of things that I'm doing that I'm not sure whether they'll be successful or not. But every day all my life, I just keep trying. Yet
mm,
I take it every day at a time. I keep trying, and I have not stopped trying. There are days where you give up. Yes, this is normal. Like, what did you think was going to happen when you said you wanted to chase your dream? Like, there are days that you cry. It's part of the
yeah,
process. If you cry and you stop, then maybe you're not meant to be doing that thing. But if you love it
wow.
that much, you continue. And you know that this thing I'm doing, I may cry. That's it. It's life. The the chase to be at a place where everything is perfect is an illusion
Mm,
because it never happens.
mm,
That's why I feel like we have a lot of unhappy people in this world. It's not going to happen. The chase because it is part of the human ability to always want more. It's part of the human nature, sorry, to always want more. Like if you say, oh, I want to eat amala now. If I give you amala, you want something else. You crave another taste. So the chase to, oh, I want to make all the money in the world will never stop. You will continue to do that till you die. There are people that pray that they want to be the biggest this and the biggest that. Now one day they wake up, they have a car accident. You get. Does that mean that their dreams were not valid? No. Looking for that happiness, everything that you have around you is enough to make you happy. Find the joy in being happy in the little things. Set that aside. Then set that aside, then start chasing your dreams. Even as you are chasing your dreams, do not let it be that the goal is where I'm going to. Enjoy the process of, celebrate the little things. That's what I'm trying to say. Celebrate the little things. That will teach you, and it will teach you discipline in the journey of chasing your dreams. So you can never really, so answering your question, nobody knows what they are going to do. You pray, you work hard, and you are hopeful that you will get there. And if you don't, it's okay. Maybe your story is different. Find that story. But every day is a journey to where you're going to. I don't think there's anybody in this planet that is sure that, oh, I'll be the biggest, I'll be the planet. You're not God, you're just a human being. You can see it and you can walk to it. Whatever happens, just make sure that you have the heart and the determination to continue.
I want to make a comment, sir. I think if you had public speaking to your CV, wow, those words were so sharp and so accurate. Like literally, I'm having goosebumps. Like, wow, thank you so much. What was your breakthrough story, sir? What was this? What was the breakthrough story for you? What breakthrough through, and how was the story like? That moment where you got the breakthrough. What was the story through that breakthrough? That
To
major
be honest,
breakthrough
I
for
can't
you?
answer major breakthrough. I can't really answer it. But one moment that I always do remember in my career is This Lady Called Life. This Lady Called Life was a film that I shot immediately after Sugar Rush. And at the time, if I was looking for fame and money, immediately after Sugar Rush, I wouldn't have shot that film. But that was not what I was looking for. I was just I loved making films and I wanted to be better at it. So after shooting a comedy film like Sugar Rush, I decided to try something that is more my pace, something I like to watch, which is like real life based drama films. And when this Lady Called Life came out to cinemas, there was NSA, so the film didn't do well. But just like most of my most previous works that I'm very passionate about, I just felt comfortable that it would do well. And when it came out on Netflix, everybody around the world were sending in comments of how good a film it was. I was happy, and I said that was a breakthrough moment for me because it's a film that I believed in, that I believed would connect with the audience, and that happened. So yes, it was just, now when you plan something, you see something in your head and you're like, this was going to happen, and then that happened. Yes, some sort of excitement that you have. So that was one moment for me, where I felt like, okay, maybe there's a breakthrough here.
So if you would, I know you have said a lot of things. So if you talk to creatives, people that are Nigerians in Nigeria that are trying to become something, they have done everything that they think they should have done in terms of principles, going to film school, being consistent, investing their time, investing in themselves, but they are not getting the kind of results they have penned down on their vision board. What will you say to those kind of people?
Failure is not the end of it all now. And fact that you have life does not even mean that you failed. Doesn't mean you should stop giving up. But also, Sha, I think that world has the world is changing and the audience is changing. So I feel like because of the access to internet and free education, internet is basically free education. I feel like every single person should aim for international excellence. So aim to be, don't think I want to be the best animator in Nigeria. I want to be the best chef in Nigeria or the best app developer in Nigeria. Think about world. And yes, not everybody can be the best something in the world, but I just think that just having that as your aim kind of puts a responsibility on you, on yourself, to be excellent at what you do. And there's this law of 10,000 hours. If you put 10,000 hours into a particular thing, at least 80 to 90% of the people in the world that have done that role, that have invested 10,000 hours of their time into getting better at a particular craft, 95% of them have all been successful. So I think sometimes the reward that we seek for sometimes might be more work, sometimes it might be more networking. Maybe you have to meet people and network. And if you are in a certain area that you feel like you are not being, you're not useful in that particular area, maybe sometimes you need to move. I don't mean jump out of the country, but maybe sometimes try something different. Yeah, so yeah, just try something different, stay positive. And like I say, it's the law of 10,000 hours. Just keep trying to get better at your craft.
Did
So
you
one
think?
day, the
Did you
light at
think?
that, the
Sorry
light
for
will shine.
cutting you.
What's up?
Did you think
No
you did
wahala.
anything different? Because from the way you're sounding like someone that is just like it will happen, leave what to happen. You're sounding like someone that doesn't put a lot of work, and I know you put a lot of work. You're just sounding like it's just life. Did you? Did you? What kind of? How do you do things differently to achieve the things you achieve? Or what are the things? How do you do your things so differently to achieve
Do
the
you
big?
do you
You
think that you're
more.
different? Do you think like you're different from the person? Do you think that you and your best friend or somebody that is close to you, your family member, your sibling, or your dad, do you think that any of you are different?
Probably that human beings. But I think probably some people think to do things differently than and achieve results. Probably because they do things differently.
Sometimes being different is a way to get noticed. But I do not think that people should be different because um, they are trying to get noticed. I think you should be different because that is like who you are. I feel like individuals, there's something different about you, and there's something different about me. Like if you were to eat Gary, we are not going to eat Gary the same way. You eat Gary in your own way. I believe that in this world there are rules,
There are
and I
roles.
believe yes, there are rules in life now. Like if you work hard, if you plant a seed, it will germinate. Like if you also work hard, if you work on something, you will see results if you do the right way. So there are rules. That a part of being different is if you do something your own way, and I guess it's not, you have to work your way there. You're not just going to come up in whatever craft and say, "Oh, I want to be different." No, you will have to go into whatever industry that you want to learn the works of the industry, learn the rules of the industry, how it is done. And when you understand it, you can now say, this is how I think I want to do my own work. This is the type of clothes I want to wear. This is the type of food I want to make. I want to do healthy food. Oh, I want to do fast food. Um, the apps I want to make games. Like, oh, the type of apps I want to do social media chatting apps. You get, so that is, we are all uniquely different in our own ways, but you cannot just get into a place and say you want to start, you want to do everything different. No, you have to kind of, that's the rule of life. You have to learn how it is done. And when you're now a master at that craft, you cannot say, oh, this is how I think I want to do my things. I don't think people should chase difference. Just try to be excellent at what you do. And in trying to be excellent, you find your own uniqueness.
Thank you so much for that. I'm almost done, sir. I think just like two questions. I'll be off. I can perceive you're tired. I'm really sorry for keeping you up to this time.
What's up?
Let's look into Nollywood now, sir. What difference do you think you are? I'm talking about difference now. Do you think you are making in any way making Nollywood better? Do you think if you're out of Nollywood, something will change? Like what would Nollywood most about you that, oh, Kayode Kasum is not in Nollywood again? What do you think they would miss about you that, oh, it's if Kayode was here in this industry, this would have never been out of the industry, or we will still have this in the industry. Is there anything like that for you?
Um, so that's a good question, but I don't think like that. I would like to think that if I do stop making films, that I'll be missed. I would want to be missed. That is, I would want to be like, oh, he left a space. And I also like that for it to be like people to have conversations like he left a space and see what other people are now doing with what he left. You get, I do think that we're in a world of close to 1 billion plus people, or more than 1 billion. I don't know the numbers, but we're a lot of people. And I think in these, a lot of people, some of us are similar, and we all have unique talents. And I do respect a lot of filmmakers in my field that have unique voices that are making different types of art. So I respect them, and I do not say, "Oh, I'm better than all of you." No, I don't think that way. I am inspired by their art. They are inspired by my art, and it's a good ecosystem that works. I think that's how the world works. Just like I feel like, even just like for example, Whiskey, they will also look at some videos of Drake and be like, ah man, Drake is doing it. I want to do it on this level. So I feel like we all inspire each other. I would like that when I stop making films that I'll be missed and people talk about my work. That would be great. That's a wish. And yeah, hopefully that happens. But like I said, I do not think of who I want to be the best of at this or I am the best of that. I don't see the world that way. I just try to make sure that in all my works and any film that I am making, I am doing my best at it. And I hopefully wish that that best, the audience sees that and they receive that and they like the works. That's it.
Thank you so much. This question is, I don't know if you're going to find it funny, but I just want to ask that, do you have any means beyond movie to which you communicate with young guys? Because I just feel with your kind of mentality and your kind of passion and body that I'm passing from the way you're talking, probably there should be more of ways you probably young guys get
I do now. I
inspired.
try like I am.
Sir?
Yeah, like I try to mentor young people in my space anytime that I am in contact with them. For instance, like this podcast that we are doing.
Yes,
Um, yeah, so I don't know what the future holds. Maybe I'll be doing lots of speaking, but I don't want to. So, but I try to mentor people that I see in the space that I think have something that just seem similar like Misha. I also try to jump on podcasts that I know that a lot of young people will listen to, because there's a bit of an understanding there, because I was also a young guy trying to grind and trying to make a name and make I'm just trying to do what I love. So I do understand. I do see that a lot of young people. So I try to talk when I can, but I did not make it like, yeah, I not carry it on my head, for lack of better experience. For lack of better words, sorry.
I
I do not
actually
carry it
think
on my head.
you should, sir. Because you did so well, sir. You did so well. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you.
I am really grateful. Like, wow, I'm talking to Kayode Kasum. Wow.
Thank you.
It's so much of a privilege for me.
Hi guys, my name is Kayode Kasum. I am a filmmaker and I am in talks with Tmod Mowale.